Ah, yes, Cloacina's Temple, the Chamber of Delights. Well, we're witnessing here the end of a rather grotty lavvy, because slowly but surely doing this up. Already got most of the way, actually. Just got to do the yellow bit there and the ceiling in silk white again. It's taken quite a bit of fitting out, because it was in a state. This house was built in 1870 odd, and this is the original plumbing. I mean, just look at that sink. The piping is all lead. It doesn't matter. It's not connected to the system we get our drinking water from. It comes from a cistern in the attic. And then, of course, you've got this ancient contraption up here, which is the old Burlington or Bell type cistern. These don't really give that much trouble as long as the water level in there is correct, or correct-ish. It will flush. You pull the chain, it pulls a bell up that sits inside here. A pipe continues up from here, which is the main flush pipe, to the pan, and when the bell goes back down again, the water has nowhere to go except upwards and then down the pipe and down the pan, which incidentally rejoices in the name of the Doon, presumably because it goes doon the pan, and is supposedly done with a leadless glaze. That's how ancient this thing is. So put in all new wood panelling around the loo. There was wood panelling there before, it was all right, but it was very, very, very dark, and not particularly straight anymore either. So it was that a bit of a refit was needed. It's made it a lot lighter in here. You are right in thinking that the loo brush is sitting in a miniature toilet. These were used for years in plumbing shops as a sort of model of what one might expect the new Jennings pedestal vase, say, to look like. Because in Victorian times, when this sort of stuff was first mass-produced, it was considered terribly, terribly common and dreadful to even think about, well, you know, that place. So they even came up with some wonderful euphemisms, and they water closet, and some wonderful names as well. The tornado, the tidal wave siphonic, I've seen on an old loo tank in Lewis Station years ago, to name but two, and of course the venerable crapper. This thing is still in working order, as you might expect, and surprisingly enough it's not as noisy as some I've come across. The big cast iron tidal wave siphonic at Lewis was shockingly noisy. When you pulled the chain on that, I'm sure you could hear it here in Hastings. Go, you can hear the water coming in to refill it. The original old-fashioned brass ball cock assembly up there, which is starting to get a bit of a pig to get the washers for, but you can still just about get them. And if I can't get it, I can make it. So, so they can stick that in their pipes and smoke it, if you'll excuse the pun or pan. And there's a swinging chain, as Confucius say. Swinging chain mean warm seat.